All right, guys. Hey, happy Thanksgiving. Hey, TT. Hey, Big D Empress. What does that mean? Hey, Jay Southern. Okay, y'all popping on. I thought y'all would be stuffing your face with turkey. But, anyways, we're going to get into this reading. Hi, Penny. You never say nothing. Why you never say nothing? You be scared? It's a safe space. It's a safe space. Y'all welcome. All right, let's see what's going on. Holy Spirit, angel guides. What do we have for the butterfly? What do we need to know? Hi, Key. Kibella. I think that's how you say it. So I will give you guys a part 3 on that reading. Like, if you guys been one that, well, if y'all know what I'm talking about, because I know the live stream algorithm is different than the homepage video section. But there's a video, the part 1 and 2 I did on someone regretting how they treat an empress. I'll give you guys a part 3, so that'll be out most likely tomorrow in the morning. Because y'all do better watching videos in the morning. It's just weird. Like, the live stream, y'all do better at night. The video section, the uploads, you guys do better in the morning. So I will do a part 3 for you guys. Look out for that tomorrow. Thank you, Terry. All right, let's get into it. Holy Spirit, angel guys, what do we have for Blue Butterfly? Okay, so we have a masculine, and you don't have to be male or female to be in the masculine energy. Just take it as it resonates. You could be a male in the feminine energy just as well as a female in the masculine energy, but just take it how it resonates for you. But this is about a masculine. We have a masculine who's in his head. He's thinking, and he's very closed off right now. He's been very resistant. He's been resistant to change, but he's always in his head. Even if he hasn't made any moves, he hasn't said anything, he's really thinking. This is someone who's thinking about the past. And so far I'm getting counterpart energy. I'm not getting real negative twin flame vibes off of this masculine. Those of you guys that are new, I do pick up 2 different energies. So a lot of the times they're going to sound the same. Like, you could be in a twin flame dynamic and it's going to sound like a counterpart. But sometimes that's because the twin flame hasn't revealed themselves yet as a twin flame, or you're thinking that they're the ones changing, doing that work, and you haven't met the counterpart yet. So my readings is a journey. It's like a graduation. That was crazy. TikTok did that, y'all. That wasn't me. That was TikTok. But twin flames are, okay, Terry, that sounds like the twin flame dynamics. So twin flames are typically like that. They're abusive, they're very karmic, they're narcissistic. And then the counterparts, they're more avoidant. So that's why their energies sound different. Avoidance, they just don't like to confront emotions, feelings. They run away, but they're not abusive. They're not playing that type of game. So that's a big difference to know what type of connection you guys are in, whether you're dealing with twin flame or counterpart, because twin flames are narcissistic and abusive. Counterparts are not abusive. They run away from you. They don't string you along and play this mental like game. They just run away. They might come back in, right? But they're not gonna gaslight you and that type of stuff. They're just literally not gonna address the situation. They're gonna run away. So they're different connections. When you come out of the twin flame connections, then you'll be able to see the difference. But when you're in it, you're not going to be able to see the difference. So my thing though, what I tell everyone, regardless of what connection you're in, as long as you're moving forward, you're going to run into the person you belong with. Never stay stuck in a cycle with someone that's mistreating you, that you feel like they don't see your value and your worth, that's not what love looks like, right? Regardless if you're dealing with an avoidant or a narcissist, you're supposed to still always choose yourself. Self love first. That's what this journey is about overall. It's about self love. So these connections, they teach us, they're a mirror to us and our wounds and what we need to heal. Now, we might not be as narcissistic as somebody, but we can be in denial about our own patterns, our behaviors, what we accept, what we allow, where we have low self esteem. And it's showing us where we need to love ourselves more, because if we're taking abuse, that means we don't believe we should have more than that, right? So it's something reflected back to you. So when you look at it from that standpoint, you'll move through the energy. But if you look at it from the standpoint of that person is doing this to me, then you're telling yourself you have no control. And if you tell yourself you have no control, then you're allowing the abuse. You get what I'm saying? So look at it from that standpoint. Most of you guys, though, you guys are up here and you're thinking and you're shifting. A lot of the times people just need the right information and then they can move forward. But when they don't have clarity, they're stuck because they're just trying to figure out, like, this doesn't make sense. So look at me as someone who's clarifying your intuition, not telling you what to do, not telling you what choices to make. And whenever tarot gets too much for you, it's okay to take a break. Like, that just means that you are in a place where you kind of need to pause, right? It's not that we as the tarot readers, we're choosing the energy. We can't choose it. We can't choose it. It's going to keep coming out because there's other people that need that guidance. So if you're in that place where it's like nothing is resonating with me, this is not where I'm at and I'm ready for something new, you can't, it just means you got to stop watching tarot for a minute because you're not resonating with it. So you keep moving forward on your journey, then there'll be that time when you finally enter that counterpart connection. It'll start resonating with you again because you'll be in a different energy with that person. You get it? And then when you graduate and you come into union with your person, I mean, you shouldn't really need tarot anymore because tarot is just to help guide you through. It's not your sanctuary of like us telling you guys what your life is going to be and how it's going to turn out. That's solely up to you. You get me? So I try to do my readings where it's based on perspective. So it's the masculine perspective, the feminine perspective, because that's why we come into these connections, to help us grow, not to specifically be with that person. And twin flames are the start, but twin flames, they're a different dynamic because it opens you up to your shadow. So if you're the empath in the dynamic, when you start opening up to your shadow self, now you are, let me put on my glasses because I can't see and I ain't gonna act like I can see. Hi, TT. You'll get there. So when you open up with when your shadow starts opening up, that's because that's what your twin flame reflected to you. The narcissist. Hi, Bazzy. The narcissist, right? It's like you don't see the world through rose-colored glasses anymore because now you can see that you can be sleeping right next to the enemy, right? Like before, you believed so much in the goodness of people, and to where it's like you blocked out certain things, you were naive. That's what the twin flame teaches you, that like you have that shadow aspect in you too, because what we do is, as empaths, we bury it. We don't let our shadow come up. So when we're supposed to get angry, we don't get angry. We take it in. We take it in. We're the biggest people pleasers. And then that starts to break because you get tired of the betrayal. You get tired of always being taken advantage of. Hey, Aquarius. You get me? Hey, Globbins. Oh, I didn't even see y'all. I'm sorry. Dang, that's how blind I was. Hey, everybody coming in. Happy Thanksgiving. So it's like, it's an energy. So twin flame is an energy. Counterpart is an energy. And we have multiple until we run in. But we have multiple twin flames, but we do have a true twin flame, which is the ultimate twin flames of twin flames. The other ones are little ones that just kind of like, they pull on your shadow a little bit by little bit. It slowly starts to come up. So when you meet your true twin flame, other people say that's your counterpart, but that's not how I see it. Your true twin flame is like your replica. They're the shadow or the light aspect of you. So you're literally looking in the mirror, but you're looking at that part of yourself you've never accepted. But that person is that in the flesh. So the things you don't like about them, it's you, right? But when you come into union with your twin flame, you see the world differently. So the union isn't about you guys being together. The union is about you accepting yourself. So you go through this period where you hate your twin flame, but then you end up forgiving them, because when you go through the dark night of the soul, that's where your shadow is tested, because now your shadow is coming up and you're faced with the same things that they were faced with that made them the way they were, because they were once a light energy, but they got hurt, and they let the world eat them up, and they never wanted to be hurt again, so they'd rather hurt you before you hurt them. That's their mindset. So if you let that energy creep into you, now you become like them. And that's how the world is. That's why there's so much people who are in shadow energy, because it's like the negative goblin got them, right? Like how do I explain? It was this one thing I saw once on Instagram. Maybe some of y'all saw it too, but it was a perfect depiction. It was like these heads, and they were red, and they were clear at first, but then one head, like it had liquid in there, red liquid, and it poured into the younger one, and then it grew. So what it's representing, it's like what you're being fed, right? So it changes, and then it's just passing on, passing on, passing on. So when people go through heartbreak and pain, they don't believe in love anymore. Now they put up these walls, these boundaries. They become selfish, because it's like, I never want to feel pain again. I never want to get hurt again. And it's a bunch of shadow. It's a bunch of negative. So we got a lot of people who weren't strong enough to to fight their shadow or balance their shadow. So it's actually rare for people to operate out of their duality, where they could operate out of their light and shadow. So that's the type of healer that I am. I'm not positive or negative. I'm not a light worker or a dark worker. I'm just a dual energy. So that's why I could see the twin flame journey, and I could see the counterpart journey, and they're different. Counterpart journey is about your light energy, but it's after you've kind of like, or I wouldn't say after, because you would still come into balance with your counterpart and still learning how to deal with your shadow. But they bring out more of the light aspects in you, like not the darkness. And the twin flames, they bring out more of the darker aspects of you. That's why it's so toxic. So this journey is about you overcoming that, more so of you coming into balance, rather than you giving up on love and giving your power away. Because that's you. If you know that you're a lovable person, you got to understand there's more people like that in the world. It's just rare. So if you exist, there's other people like you that exist, right? We could see that here on this platform when we come together as a collective. Like, we're good people, so that means there's other good people. But the way this journey is set up, it's like you gotta come into this ultimate self-love with yourself before that person, you can attract that person, because you gotta clear it out, right? So boom. That's how my readings go. So I try my best to let you guys know the differences, and that's why I also offer personals to kind of help pinpoint where you guys are at and help you get to the next stage, right? So now we're going to get into the reading. Now you guys know that information. And typically when I don't clarify, like I will say, I feel like this is a counterpart, or I feel like this is a twin flame. So when I don't clarify it, then that means it could resonate with either or. But just understand that if you are in a twin flame dynamic, twin flames don't really change. They don't change until like they've really lost everything. And I feel like sometimes it's about the time that they see you with your new person, your counterpart. So it's a lot of these would most likely be future readings if it resonate in that sense, because they're not doing the inner work. I guarantee you that. because twin flames are very narcissistic. Narcissistic people can change, but it takes a lot for them to change. These aren't people, they're not normal. Like they love being bad. They're the bad kids. Like they love being like that way. So, and I don't believe in right or wrong. I just believe in consequences, right? We make choices and we have consequences. So it's not that they're wrong. That's just what they like. Like that's how they choose to be. So it's a choice. You get me? You can't really change a person, make them change, but they do change because that's how this journey goes. But it takes a lot for them to change because their pride has to be broken down, and their twin flame is a part of breaking down their pride, because when they realize how strong their twin flame was and their twin flame made it through and they're suffering and they have all this negative karma, they're faced to see that they were the problem. You get me? Anisham. So it's a lot to this journey. It's not easy. It's not for the weak, but y'all have been chosen for it, right? So that's why I'm doing all of that explaining. And then counterparts, you won't know who your true counterpart is until the end of the journey. Like you'll know who your true twin flame is, but your true counterpart, because you have so many, they can change, and you can change counterparts, because the counterpart situations, it's like you're still growing together, but they're just like you. The only thing is that they've been hurt. So it's more about attachment styles. Twin flame dynamics is literally empath narcissist. It's only one or the other. And they both have insecurities, because narcissist has a lot of insecurities and so do empaths. It's just in different ways. Counterparts is more about attachment styles. So when you break away from the twin flame, you're more like you're breaking away from your attachment style, so you're becoming more secure, right? So then it's like you'll meet an avoidant. you'll be secure and you're dealing with an avoidant. They're running away from the issue. Then once you realize, or you figure like, I don't want to deal with somebody who is avoidant, I want someone who's secure, you keep going on your journey. But that avoidant will grow into a secure type, because you coming into their life showed them what they needed to work on. You get it? And there's things that counterpart also help you learn as well. Like there's an exchange. And if it's meant to be, because some of you guys, it's like you'll meet your counterpart and then you'll keep going on your journey, but that person changes and you don't expect them to come back, and they come back when you're actually really ready for love, because you've reached a place where you become abundant, and now all you need is like your person, because you've done the, sorry, I keep burping. You've done the work. So y'all gonna hear the kids too. You've done the work. So it's like now they come back and they're ready, because this is now the real start. Because counterparts, they don't really start anything. It's a false start, right? So then it's like when you've done everything you needed to do for yourself on your journey, now that counterpart comes in, because counterparts are about balancing out the masculine, feminine energy, right? Twin flames is light and shadow. Counterpart is masculine, feminine energy dynamic. Boom. All right, now we're going to get into the tarot, because I feel like that was enough information for y'all to understand. And for the old people, y'all going to hear me repeat every now and again, because we're getting more and more new people. So I need them to understand how I read, just to keep it clean over here. Because like I said, it's a certain group that I read for. So I'm trying to keep that collective coming rather than just everybody, because this space is not for everybody. Everybody's not on a journey. Everybody is not gonna come into divine union because they have to do the work. Like these are people who have divine contracts and it take a while, but I know in the tarot community, it's like everybody thinks that they're on it because they're not being explained. Like reading energy don't mean that you're going to come into union. It's just that you're just reading energy. You have to really understand what this dynamic is about and really be tapped in with spirit to understand what spirit is taking you through this for. So if you're just watching tarot to spy on someone's energy, you don't see the bigger picture of the journey. Like, I'm not saying y'all can't feel y'all feelings and be upset and be, you get me? Because this journey is difficult. But you got to get over it at some point. It's like, if you don't get over that, then it's like you're not really understanding it, because you're not supposed to be holding on to that. Like, because you will understand the bigger picture of it. Spirit will show it to you. You get me? All right, here we go. Now we can get back into the reading. All right, so this is about a masculine. This masculine has been guarded. He's been closed off, but he's thinking. But this is a divine masculine. So this is a counterpart, right? Remember, if you guys haven't met your counterpart, it's okay. You'll meet them in the future. But this person, he's in deep thought right now. He's thinking about the past. And what this masculine has had to go through is learning how to love himself, how to be more intentional. So he's in a space right now of like nostalgia, but I think he's thinking about his deep, deep past, where he's going down memory lane of like when he was a child. And he's going down memory lane when he put someone in a third party situation, right? He didn't know what decision he wanted to make. He didn't know what path he wanted to go down. So this is a situation where it's like there's more to the story, right? This person is being guided by his angels. This is a masculine who's awakening. So I feel like his divine counterpart awakened him, but he created a mess of things because he wasn't healed. His healing had just began when he met his divine counterpart. So he could have still been dealing with his twin flame. Sometimes it happens like that, right? And remember, you have to be able to face your shadow self. So if you're the empath, you have to face your shadow. So if you haven't done that work, when you meet someone who is divine, you could recognize like it's something special about this person. They're like, I don't know what it is, but because of your own wounds and your own trauma, you can't see them fully as they are because you haven't done that work in yourself. So you're going to project where you are because that's only what you can see, right? If like in Brazil, everybody naked, they don't have a problem with their bodies. But for us, if we go to Brazil and we've never been around people like that, like we're gonna be judgmental. We're gonna be like, what the hell? Like, this is so nasty. They're around kids like that. They're around, but see, there's people that can separate like being sexual and just knowing that the body is art. It can also make you closer because it's like even with my children, I have 4 daughters. But like my 14-year-old, she doesn't want to see me naked. She doesn't want me to see her naked. But when she was little, she was so comfortable. And I'm like, what is the problem now? Like, I'm offended by it, right? And I'm like, what is the problem now? I'm your mother. Like, but now she's going to school. She's feeling self-conscious. She's more aware of her body. So she's thinking, and she's probably going through her hormones. So, and who knows, maybe she likes the same sex. I don't know. Like, because my daughter, she's like a tomboy, but tomboys these days, we don't know, right? So she might have different things going on in her mind to where it's like she's just uncomfortable now. Not saying she's looking at me like that, but just like the comfort she had in the past, she doesn't because of what she's experiencing outside of me. So it's like if something is normal to you, you're not so judgmental towards it. Because then I have my other 3 daughters. They're not uncomfortable. Like, you get me? And sometimes it's just their personalities and all of that. But my point is like, we're conditioned to think certain ways about things and we judge it if we don't know it. So it's the way this journey is. It's like people are coming from different places and what they're comfortable with, their comfort zones. Our comfort zones aren't all the same. So you could be very confident in yourself and someone could be more insecure, self-conscious because they might have thought they had confidence, but their confidence ran from something different. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, maybe it might be from attention. who gets the most attention. And then maybe if you're somebody that reflect that to them, where you get a lot of attention too, now it makes them feel insecure because they never met someone who got as much attention as them. And now it's showing this person how insecure they really are, because they can't handle that you get that same level of attention. Because it's like, it's the same thing of like, if we make the same amount of money, you can't control me. What can you offer me other than your paycheck? You get me? I need more than that. So then you could feel small and inadequate because what you thought was enough isn't. So that's how I feel with this masculine. Whatever happened in this dynamic, he didn't feel he was enough. He didn't have enough self-love, right? That was a fact. But he did put someone in a third party. He didn't have enough clarity. But now the space that he's growing in is that he wants purpose. He didn't have a purpose to his life. He kind of was just like existing in the realm of society's norm standards, right? And it's like, I don't know how far you guys have traveled in your journey, but I know for me, 4 years ago, when I was stuck in that space, I was a married Christian wife, and our foundation was built on that. So we were churchgoers. We didn't smoke. We didn't cuss. There's some judgmental that came with like people who did those things, because it was like, oh, well, you're going to hell. Different belief system, different foundation. So the lens that I was seeing things through was completely different than the lens that I see things through now. Now I'm completely free, right? I don't judge people. I see people for who they are. I see them as souls rather than like what they've done or where they've been. Like even porn stars, it's like they're people just like us. Like if you want to sell your body, it's nothing wrong with that. It's your body. You get me? And people choose to do what they do. Even if you wouldn't do it, you can understand. Like we all like sex. Well, most of us. You get me? And that's just a free spirit. That person has a lot of confidence because they're letting the whole world see them like that. You get me? So, but then a lot of people would say, well, you're insecure. How? They're more confident than you, because I for damn sure ain't putting my coochie on the internet. Like, you get me? But it's like my perspective has changed just about like people, what they do. It don't make them any less valuable. It doesn't make them any, because then you got people who change too, where it's like, you know what, I don't want to do it anymore. It made me a lot of money. Like there's this one girl she was one, and I love her energy. I love her confidence. Like, and her content isn't even about sex. It's just about her being her. Like, you get me? And she's just such a cool person. Like, you could tell, like, you would never know that she did that. But if that's all you knew about a person and that's all you focus on, that's all you will see because of what you're judging them by. And then that's a trapped, limited mindset to have as well, because you're so confined to this system that you've been built in, that you don't even know you're confined to that, right? Like, it's crazy. It's the same way I think about men too, who like men who are comfortable in their body and comfortable complimenting other men. It doesn't mean that they're attracted to the same sex. Like, because if you think about it as a woman, if you compliment another woman, you relate to that woman. Why wouldn't she be beautiful to you when you're beautiful to yourself? You get me? Y'all both have titties. Y'all both have a coochie. Y'all both, it might be different shape sizes, but it's like, y'all share a lot of things in common. So what is the difference with a man being comfortable enough to compliment another man? Like, acknowledging, yeah, that's a handsome man. It's twisted that the world divide us like that when it's nothing wrong with it. So I don't know. But that takes time to deconstruct, and it comes from you being less judgmental of yourself. So saying all of that to say, this is what this masculine is still in, right? Drawing that back to him. This is how he's still in that world. So even when you meet a counterpart, sometimes they're still in that world and you're the ones pulling them out. Some tarot readers tell you when you've met your divine counterpart, which they say is the true twin flame, right? We're all saying the same thing in different ways because of our knowledge and how spirit has given us to break it down. And sometimes it's a lack of just understanding. But when you can read energy, you can read energy. But I think that you have people who read energy and then you have teachers. So what is not being taught is that, like, you can meet your counterpart, but you're pulling them through, right? You should have grace for them. You should have love for them, but that does not mean you hold up your life for them. I don't teach the whole waiting thing, like, oh, send this person your love and keep meditating on them and keep focusing on them and they're gonna. I don't believe in that. Because you mean to tell me 10 years, 15 years, this person couldn't get it together? I get 3 years max, but no, I'm supposed to be lonely and not you get me? And like I say, you don't know who's your counterpart until y'all finally come into union. So sometimes you have counterparts you're just helping heal. You got to keep moving on your journey. You'll you'll meet and attract the person who is like more on your frequency more and more every time. So you'll just be stuck with that person in that cycle for years and years and years, never moving on, because you might have was supposed to move on to still have met a different person. You get me? So anyways, I don't teach that, but I do believe that you can give someone forgiveness, you can give them grace, you can send them love, like, but not because you're holding on to them hoping that they come back to you, but because you know that there was love between you. You can accept that even if it went, if even if it didn't go anywhere, right? And that's how it also is with counterparts. It's instant. Like, you don't know why you love that person, but you do and you care for them. You can keep that. But don't I think I need to get my charger. But don't hold on to them. Let go, keep moving forward, right? So this masculine is thinking about the past. He's thinking about how he didn't have enough self-love, how he was so resistant to changing, and he was very, very guarded. There was a decision he was supposed to make, and he might have not had made the right decision, right? So this is something that has affected him in a big way. Tell me more about this energy. And being a pure-hearted person, I completely understand. However, you do not open your portal to just anyone. To me, that's low vibrational, but that's why we grow. Yep, exactly. You'll feel called, you'll feel pulled to where you're supposed to go, but you're also meant to love many different people. You don't have to sleep with them, but you are called to love different people, right? Like, we're free. Like, we're free. And I believe that in love, you got to choose that person. That person got to choose you. Hi, Concrete. That person got to choose you too. All right, y'all. I am going to grab my charger and then we'll do the tarot because I don't know where this thing is. This phone might die in the middle of me talking to y'all. And y'all saw how YouTube just shut off. I'll be right back. big mess in here. What? Can I have some cookies? Girl, all you keep eating is snacks. Please. That's the last one. No more. Drink some water. Wait. Sasha, that's it. No. Huh? Sure. Alright, y'all, I'm back. Kids back there making a mess. Why they always do that? They know I'm on live, so they back there making a mess. It's like the you know when you be on the phone and your kids they be acting bad? That's what my kids is doing. I'm in this little corner. It's like I be trying to squeeze myself in here. Whew. It'd be like a workout. All right, y'all. We about to get to the tarot now. I know y'all ready for the tarot. Hold on. Let me see what y'all say. We don't do Thanksgiving in DK, but happy Thanksgiving. Oh, you don't? Happy Thanksgiving. I'm not big on Thanksgiving either, so it's no worries. That's why I'm surprised y'all was on here. I'm surprised. So I'm like, okay, I came on perfect timing. Let's have a gathering. Hear ye, hear ye. Yeah, I am enjoying my time with them. They definitely put me right back into mom mode. Like, I just made a video on my personal page on IG. I have one on TikTok too. Oh, I have one here on YouTube too. I guess I don't be promoting it as much, but like I did a video where I was doing certain things with them, and then I did like a little voiceover, and I was like, they say having girls is fun, but it's not. It's full of responsibilities, right? Because they argue, they fight, they need discipline. But I was like, but it's worth it. So I feel like kids aren't fun. Kids are work. Like, they're work. That's the real. But it's a blessing. Like, I feel like it's a blessing to be a mother, that I could raise little children that's gonna grow up into someone. What, Sasha? Why are you crying? What is the marshmallow cookie? The one with the pink stuff? Yes. Y'all ate that last night. Yeah, but it's the last one. Everyone ate it. Oh my eye. It's okay, baby. Just go find another one. That's my crybaby, Sasha. That's the Cancer. My God, she cried for everything. And I got 4 girls. 4 girls. But I love them. Like, you know, I love the responsibility. She really crying over them damn cookies. My God. Thank you, precious. Yeah, do either, you know. I'm just asking for those who do. Okay, okay. Yes, I got a bunch of pages. Yeah. Well, I have one of each on every platform. I'm on IG, TikTok, and YouTube. But I spend more time on IG. Like, my personal page, I spend more time on IG. I'm trying to get into it on TikTok. But for work with Coffee with She and Tarot, I have that on IG, TikTok, and YouTube. And I kind of like spend time with all of them there. But my personal page is like, I really be on IG. I don't know. I feel like IG is the most shallow platform, but that's my platform. At the same time, like, TikTok, I don't know. You funny, Southern. She is a crybaby. You knew she was a Cancer, right? She is a crybaby. But see, she stopped crying. She's really sweet though. She just don't like when her stuff ain't there. Like you took her cookies. Oh my god. It's a big thing. As souls, we have multiple journeys to venture on, and sometimes focusing too much on outer love can stagnate us and keep us tied to the timeline we were meant to grow. Yes, from I love hearing your perspective. Yes, that's it right there. You said that so perfect. That's what this journey is about. Like literally, once you start understanding, you'll have fun. You'll have fun. Like because it don't even really become about you. It's like you everything becomes self-acceptance. It's like I accept the hurt and the pain that came from this, but I don't have to be here. I don't have to stay in this misery. Like I really wanted things to work with this person. I really liked them. I really could have seen us going somewhere if they would just get it together. And then sometimes when you do have the ability to see, you have foresight, you're like, you know that they're going to miss you in the future when they finally are ready to grow. They're going to think of you. But it might be a space where it's too late because you've already moved so far from that energy with them that they could have grown with you. So sometimes that's what you're killing is like the idea, the thoughts that where you could see it so good. It's like you have to really get rid of that. And then you switch the desire, you switch the dream to something different, something new. But it always brings you right back to yourself, right? Because sometimes people do be holding you up, but it's us holding us up because of what we our desire to be in that connection. But sometimes it's like it's just that's the amount of time you were supposed to have with that person, and now it's time to go. If it's meant to be, they will catch up to you, but it's not for you to worry about. And then what that ends up showing you is like how worthy of love you really, like you're worthy of love and having the kind of love that you want, and you typically want the love you give. So if someone can't give you the love you give, you stop putting it like it's something wrong with you, and you start looking at the fact like they just haven't gone to that place within themselves, and I was here to awaken them. But because I haven't, but and then like I was telling my mom today, I'm sorry, and then we're gonna get to the tarot. Like I was telling my mom today, but I mean it all ties in. That's why this is called Coffee with She and Tarot. When I go live, I just be but she watches this little drama, right? Y'all probably seen it too. But she watched this little drama on Facebook. Facebook is so messy. And the storyline is that there was this one girl, she slept with her friend's husband and got pregnant. Like they got drunk or something, and then they started having an affair. But this was like one of her best friends. Her best friend found out. Her best friend beat her up. I think her best friend lost custody of her own child over that situation. And then she was getting divorced with the husband, but then they end up deciding to work it out, right? But the girl, she ended up getting with an NBA player who have money and stuff. And then she got with, and then he's like paying for a mortgage or a house or something that she got. I don't know because my mom watches it, but she be telling me because she be invested. So, she, yeah, so boom, pretty much that. And then she had introduced her friend to her boyfriend, which is the guy who's buying her this house, whatever, right? Because he got a lot of money. And I think the friend is a stylist. So he ends up starting to like the friend. And at first the friend is like keeping it secretive because he's giving her like I think he gave her 10K for just for a tip. And then she told her other group of friends about it, right? But she didn't tell her friend like that's her boyfriend that he's doing that. But you know when somebody like you. So pretty much, long story short, it goes to the point where he ends up breaking up with the girl, his girlfriend, because the friend was like, you know, I don't want to do this to my friend, da 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 da, like you with her. She didn't tell him to go break up with her, but in his mind he was like, well, she's in the way. So let me go break up with her. And then I don't know how quick it was, because remember, this is what my mom telling me. She ended up sleeping with him. She ended up sleeping with him. And then she was living with that same friend, right? Where that was her man. So she's sleeping with him, and then her friend is crying about, like, she don't know why her man broke up with her and what's going on. And she's telling her, like, girl, like, you, like, pretty much like, you shouldn't be crying over a man. So it's crazy, because then it's like, she just did that. She just betrayed her friend, and she's in her face telling her she shouldn't be crying over a man. Like, you get me? And she's over there sleeping with the man, and the man broke up with her because, anyways. So long story short, that's that karma coming back around to her, right? Because she did that same thing to her best friend, but she got pregnant by the dude and have a baby with him, and they were married. That was like her friend's husband. That karma came back around. And she introduced her friend to her boyfriend, the man that was taking care of her, and now her friend got that. So I forgot why did I bring that up? Oh, I was telling my mom, like, I couldn't be in a situation like that. Like, I'll probably go to jail, because when you're in a situation like that, it's so hurtful to deal with. It's so hurtful to I don't, like, just go through betrayal. Betrayal is painful. I've never been through no betrayal like that. I've been to something to a smaller degree with a friend, and it was high school. But betrayal like that, like, that's, you don't know what you're going to do in that situation until you get there. But some shit be really, really, really hard lessons. And hold on, let me see. I saw something. Okay, my bad. I'm getting distracted, y'all. It's that I would absolutely be in jail. Yes. So I'm like, sometimes just bringing that back to the reading, it's like, it be situations like that going on that we don't be seeing, right? And sometimes it's not to the degree where it's like a friendship like that, but it's just about how karma comes back for everybody. And it's going to get you one way or another. Whatever you put out there, it's going to come back to you. So even when people do us dirty, it's never gonna go unnoticed by the universe. Like, they're gonna have to pay for it. Sometimes they pay for it by missing you, like, you being out of their life, you being gone. You get me? But I don't know. As long as you just keep going on your journey, just look at it from a standpoint that you're being protected. Like, what you lose, you're not really losing. You're not really losing. Sometimes it's better to just be by yourself and take what you get in that situation, like, and for the moment that you have with it, and then just keep going. All right, let's see what we got on this masculine, because it took me about what, a whole hour before I got into this tarot. Yeah, that's true, Nisha. It's true. It's true. Although I couldn't do it. I couldn't be that forgiving. What goes around comes around. I feel like that's how it be with the twin flames. They get that type of karma. They gonna run into somebody that is gonna treat them the same way. Because it's like, you can't do stuff like that to innocent people and think you're gonna get by, you know? All right, what do we have on this masculine? Holy Spirit, angel guides. Ten of Swords sideways, 10 of Cups, 4 of Swords. So there has been stress around this connection, right? That's what you say, Precious. There was stress around this connection. Remember I said we started off like where he's thinking about this third party situation. Why were there stress around this situation? Because I don't know if he was in a relationship and then he met someone else, meaning the divine feminine, or he was just in a situation where he had two to choose from and he didn't know who to choose. He didn't know what path he wanted to go down. But I know that he was stressed out. He was really tired, exhausted. He felt it's like when someone don't want to make the wrong choice, right? It's that type of stress that's like, it's the responsibility of it. It's like someone's gonna get hurt. I don't really want to hurt anybody, but someone's gonna get hurt and I don't know how to break it to them. So that's why it's stressful for me. They were in that type of energy. But with this in between, they're not stressed, but they're not stressed. So they're coming up out of that stress. Why were they stressed out? Queen of Wands. Okay, so this is one feminine. Oh, he's stressed out about the fight with the Queen of Wands. Now we have archetypes, and then we have the Queen of Wands where she's representing an archetype. She's representing a sign, and she's representing like personality traits. So this Queen of Wands could be the other person. This could be somebody who's sexy, somebody who is desirable, right? Alluring. Or this could be the Queen of Wands where it's the divine feminine and she's very magnetic. He's drawn to her in a different way, not just because she's attractive, but it's like a magnetism from the soul space. So I don't know who the Queen of Wands is. Who's the Queen of Wands? What's his connection to the Queen of Wands? Oh. So the Queen of Wands is the person he doesn't want to invest in long term. All right. Why doesn't he want to invest in the Queen of Wands long term? Temperance. Why is the Temperance here? Oh. Why is the Temperance here? Four of Cups. What else? Strength. What else? The Hierophant sideways. What else? We got a lot of in-between energy. He still kind of don't know. He's in a space, he's really in this in-between. So this masculine has not shifted yet. I think this masculine is dealing with a Queen of Wands. Like, He might be in a relationship with the Queen of Wands. Because he's thinking about this Queen of Cups, but she came out sideways. He came out as the King of Pentacles sideways. The Star sideways. The Hierophant sideways. This is, okay, I'll tell you guys how I see it, right? I'm going to dig more into his relationship with this Queen of Wands because it's not 100% clear. Like, I'm going to have to go into his shadow self, the shadow side of him, to really get the full truth, because I feel like on the surface, he's supposed to be with this Queen of Wands. Hi, Yellow Rose. Yeah, he's confusing. On the surface, it looks like he's with this Queen of Wands, but then he's not invested in this he does not see this Queen of Wands as someone he wants to be in a long-term relationship with, but a Ten of Cups is coming out for them. But we got this Ten of Swords that's in the in-between, where it's like there's a betrayal here, but it's not a betrayal. It's something where it's like he's single, but he's with that Queen of Wands. That's why I'm saying it's more to the story than what it looks like. So what I see is like he got some kind of dynamic going on with this Queen of Wands. It could be that they're in a talking stage, like they're talking about a relationship, talking about being together, building something together, but not necessarily where it's been official. Like, it's not official where it's like, you're my person, but we are talking about like building a life together, because it's supposed to fit. I'm supposed to want this. It seems like that type of energy. An example is like, I always like to use high school, because to me high school is just the drama. It's the perfect thing to use. But it's like the popular boy, he's supposed to be with the popular girl, but they don't really have anything in common. Their families know each other. Their families, they both come from like really great backgrounds, and their family would be proud of them being together because they're like in the same class type of thing. So that's why I'm saying like he's supposed to want this Queen of Wands, right? This Queen of Wands is someone who could be a creative as well. Like, I don't see nothing wrong with the Queen of Wands. She's upright. But it seems more like a superficial relationship rather than like a loving relationship. So, but I feel like they're in this talking stage. I don't feel like they're in a relationship. Or if they were in a relationship, it's like they're breaking up. But I don't see the Three of Swords. That's why I'm like, it's so freaking confusing, their dynamic. But with that Ten of Swords sideways, it's like he didn't betray anyone. So that means he's single, right? So it's like, the way I'm seeing it is like he's single. This is somebody who is single, but they're talking to this Queen of Wands, but they don't see a future with this Queen of Wands. This is not what their heart really desires. This is not what their heart really wants. But they're trying to be patient, and it's like they're trying to slowly withdraw themselves from this Queen of Wands, because I feel like they don't want to hurt this Queen of Wands, because this Queen of Wands isn't a bad person. You get what I'm saying? It's like they just don't want her. But she's a queen. She's someone who is desirable. She is someone who has self-worth. But he's like, I don't really want this Queen of Wands. And then we have the Star, we have the Hierophant, we have the Queen of Cups, and we have the King of Pentacles. So I feel like the Queen of Cups is another person. That's the more softer energy, where this feminine, she's not superficial. She has more depth to her. That's the difference that we're making with these archetypes. So the Queen of Wands in this situation is somebody who is more superficial, external. The Queen of Cups is somebody who's more internal, and this masculine is realizing he doesn't want someone external. He wants someone with more depth, but he's still coming to this conclusion. So he's been thinking about the past, because I think I'm thinking what happened before these cards start telling it. And that's why the confusion is there, because I'm also channeling as I'm looking at the energy. I feel like this masculine, he was always talking to both of these two. He's single, but I feel like he was talking to the Queen of Cups while he was talking to this Queen of Wands, because he was trying to figure out who he wanted. And he was leaning more towards the Queen of Wands because he maybe felt like the Queen of Cups was too deep. And that's not really what he wanted. He wanted something more superficial, something that pleased his image, his family, what he thought he should want. He wasn't following his heart with that Queen of Cups. So when he started leaning more towards the Queen of Wands, he was withdrawing from the Queen of Cups. And I feel like he was trying to withdraw from the Queen of Cups because when he started like spending more time with the Queen of Wands, he started realizing that like he was trying to figure out who he wanted. Then he started realizing he didn't want that superficial life. He started seeing like, I don't think I could see myself with them long term. This is not what I really want. This is not who I want to build my family with. But I think because he had already withdrew his energy from that Queen of Cups and was confusing her, she ended up walking away from him before he can fully withdraw his energy from that Queen of Wands and connect to that Queen of Cups. So let's spin it back. I feel like this is how it was. He was talking to both of them. I think he was already dealing with the Queen of Wands though, because this masculine is getting to the point where he's getting ready to settle down. And then somewhere along the line, he met this Queen of Cups, or she came back in the picture and they started talking, but he didn't tell her what he had going on. But he was single, so he's like, I don't have to tell anybody what I got going on because I'm single. And I mean, technically you don't. When you're dating, you don't. It's about how you treat that person. So if you're single, you can talk to whoever you want to talk to, but don't treat people like they're an option, right? Like they're just a game. But if you're dating people to see what matches with what you truly want, then there's nothing wrong with that. But also have the decency to tell a person that you're not interested, or you get what I'm saying? And I think that's what created the confusion. But this masculine was quiet. He wasn't telling the Queen of Wands he wasn't seeing a future with her, and he wasn't telling the Queen of Cups that he was trying to make his way out of something. So he kind of had both of them like maybe a little bit confused. I don't know if the Queen of Wands was confused, or I think the Queen of Wands thinks she's going to have a relationship with this masculine. Because I feel like while he was choosing, he started withdrawing from the Queen of Cups, because I think her belief system, we have the Hierophant, her belief system was different from theirs. So their belief system was more superficial. Again, it's like they were trapped inside of the matrix, and she's more spiritual and free. That's why the Hierophant is here for that Queen of Cups sideways. And I feel like that went against everything this masculine believed in. So he's not, I don't feel like this is a negative energy. Like, I don't think he was trying to create confusion, not intentionally. It wasn't intentional. It was more so like he didn't have himself figured out. He didn't know what he wanted until he was in the situation. So it's like going back to the high school situation, it's like our parents are both wealthy and our parents would love for us to be together because our parents expect us to be to marry a wealthy party, and it's like, you know, we look good together, we look great for the image. We technically fit because our reasons are superficial. It's like, well, we both look good, so we'll have a good looking baby. We both want our child to go to a great school and have the best education. But it's not about love, it's about partnership. It's about, so you can think it's love because it's all you know. You get me? So for this masculine to choose this Queen of Cups, it's like he's dating the weird girl at school that has no money, who who everybody, who his whole family would be like, why would you choose her? You get me? So it's like that's where he was coming from, where it was like, I'm drawn to this Queen of Cups, but her belief system is so different from mine. It's like, I don't know if I could change my whole life and face the backlash if I choose this connection, even though something in me wants it. And then he's like, I don't see myself with this Queen of Wands. Like, I know I won't be happy with her. Something tells me I'll be happy with that Queen of Cups. But that Queen of Cups don't have the lifestyle, the makeup that would please my family or where I come from. So he kind of was just like trapped in his head trying to figure out himself, what he wanted, and if he had the courage to choose what he wanted for himself. That's what I feel like it is. See, it's a lot of like feeling stuck, not knowing who to give to. Do I please my family, my friends, my community, or do I choose what my heart really wants? This is why he was moving slow. There goes the King of Wands. So we have the Hermit, Six of Wands. He's sad. He's sad. So we have him coming out as the King of Wands to match that Queen of Wands, right? But see, I told you guys, he's single. We have the Hermit. Now, if he comes out as a King of Cups, that's because he wants to match the Queen of Cups. So this King of Wands is saying that he wants a more emotional connection rather than we look good together connection, right? Because a King of Wands and a Queen of Wands, they look good together. And this connection is just very superficial, but he doesn't want it. Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. He does not want to be there. The energy he's feeling like is like he's forced against his will, but he's not forced against his will. Why do he feel so stuck? Like he can't move from this Queen of Wands if he wants to be with the Queen of Cups. Three of Pentacles. Why is Three of Pentacles here? The Tower. What else? Knight of Swords. He's gonna get away from her, though, because he's waking up. Yep. His soul got a different background. He's waking up. So when I asked, like, why he feels so stuck to her, we got the Three of Pentacles. And we have the Tower. We have the Knight of Swords. And we have Judgment. It's like he feels stuck to her because, again, it's that whole thing that I just said. Like, they're supposed to work well together. Like, they would be abundant, right? Putting their money together. Everything on paper checks off. So it's literally a marriage that's just about money, wealth, image. And that whole foundation is about to crumble because he doesn't want that. It had to boil down to him. I think in the past, before he met this Queen of Cups, he would have married that Queen of Wands because he didn't know any better. It's like he was programmed, right? He was programmed. But it's like he's waking up. We got the Judgment. And he's waking up more and more to it. Quicker and quicker and quicker. And he's getting frustrated. And it's just like, it's like he's seeing how superficial it really is. He's seeing how stupid it really is to choose a partnership that you don't really want. But I think the fears came from the fact that in order for him to go where he really wanted to go, everything he knew would fall apart. Like, he would be becoming a different person, you know? So now let me see. What happened with him and this Queen of Cups? Because he's still in the in-between, so I feel like he's still in this connection with this Queen of Wands. But it just seems like he can't stop thinking about it. I feel like even when he's tried to move forward, he can't stop thinking about this Queen of Cups. What happened with him and the Queen of Cups? Ooh, my nose is itching. It's itching bad. What happened with him and the Queen of Cups? We got Five of Swords, Knight of Swords, and then we have Four of Wands in the reverse. What else? We got Nine of Swords. What else? The Hierophant. Okay. That's who he wants. There he go. So this is who he is. He's a King of Swords, right? This is the King of Swords. He wants to be an emperor to the Queen of Cups. So this King of Swords had two paths. He had the Queen of Wands, who represented superficial, and he had the Queen of Cups, who represented love. Regardless of what that comes with, she might not have as much money as the Queen of Wands, but she's home, she's love. Queen of Wands, everything, finances, do you get me? Couple goals, well off, no love. And as a King of Swords, see, the way a King of Swords naturally think is very clinical. So they go with the decision that makes sense to them. So remember when I talk about these archetypes, we all have our way of thinking. That's why I'm saying, like, in this relationship, he didn't really do anything wrong. I think his lack of communication and him not knowing what he wanted caused issues. But this is not someone who intentionally tried to hurt anyone. It was just, this is how he thinks. He's somebody who's like, it has to make sense. I have to figure it out before I make a decision. And if it doesn't seem like it's going to fit, I can't make that decision. It's not about how I feel. It's about what's best for the situation, for me, for everyone. So even trying to leave that Queen of Wands, it's not easy for him to walk away because it's, he's thinking about the injustice. So it's like, if this person feels like I'm going to have a life with them and I'm choosing a different path, I have to break it to them. So I have to hurt them. I have to walk away from this connection. Like it's like they want to do right. They don't want to leave anybody wounded, but they already left that Queen of Cups wounded. Well, we don't know. But we got the King of Swords, the Emperor, Ten of Cups, Six of Cups. So he sees her as a soulmate. And, you know, cups represents emotion. So he has like an emotional connection to her. He feels like it's even like a past life type of connection, right? Even if he doesn't know what past life is, she's the one he wants to really make an offer to. But it's like he also had to grow up, because I do feel like he wants to take care of the Queen of Cups. When he thinks about being in a relationship with her, he feels like that's his ultimate happiness, peace. He doesn't think that way with the Queen of Cups. With the Queen of Wands, we got a Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. He feels like they wouldn't be abundant. And his personal idea of abundance is being happy. It's not just about the money. That's really good too, Tabby. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. I mean, that's typically how it is, like when you're chosen, right? And especially divine counterparts, divine ones chosen in their family, they have to break a generational curse. So when we awaken, that's what we end up realizing, like we're different from our family. We're the black sheep. That's exactly who he is. He's the black sheep. This is a true divine counterpart, but this counterpart had to wake up, and he's waking up. But see, the actions of the Queen of Cups is a part of waking him up. So if she's sitting there holding on to him and she's waiting for him to grow, and he knows that he's not going to change, he's not going to grow, she had to walk away. She had to choose herself, love herself. And then he has to go do that work on himself to figure it out, because then it's like, now you know what it felt like to have her love, and now you know what it feels like to not have her love. Can you live without that? Right? Yep, he's seen the light, right? Remember I said the twin flames, you have the light twin and you have the shadow twin. So, you know, your counterparts, they have twin flames too. They have to be able to tell the difference. But I don't know. I don't know if all counterparts have twin flames. I don't know. But I have seen it in the storyline where this King of Swords had dealt with a twin flame. So, yeah. And I feel like counterparts are two light energies coming together, because they have to go through that journey of balancing out their light and shadow. But when they meet the counterpart, they're still working through the light and shadow. So the way he feels about the Queen of Cups is he has regrets. His ego was so huge, right? That's why it's so much to the story. It's not just one thing. It's not just the fact that he was dealing with that Queen of Wands and then he was dealing with the Queen of Cups. It's that the space he was in, he had a really big ego. Because think about it. Let's go back to the popular kid analogy. Your family's wealthy. They got a lot of money. You live a certain type of lifestyle that a lot of kids aren't privileged to have. So you're very privileged in your mindset. This could be even like a ghetto person who's like ghetto fabulous. You get me? But it's still a mindset. Like, it's really not where you come from. It's just the pedestal that you've been put on, because you could still have somebody who was spoiled, rotten, right? And they still outclass the people around them, because even if they were around in the same environment, they were on a different, like, social class ladder or whatever. So it don't really matter where this person come from. Like, it's not so specific like that. It's just, I'm explaining more of the mentality that they had. It's like they had a really big ego because where they came from. Happy Thanksgiving, Destiny. Where they came from. And they thought that they were an emperor, but they weren't an emperor. Because an emperor can make a choice that they want for themselves, regardless of how anybody else felt. And that's what they're starting to recognize. It's like they were not being an emperor in this relationship with this Queen of Cups. This is why they have regrets. They're like, I'm supposed to be strong. I'm supposed to be independent. I'm supposed to be a leader. But I can't even make the decision to choose what I want because I'm afraid of being looked down on, or making a wrong choice, or losing my community over it. So pretty much it's like they chose everything else over that Queen of Cups. They have regrets. They regret it every single day because their feelings were real. Plus, he was a jock and very popular in high school and handsome. See, it makes sense. All of that attention, it goes to your head for some people. Because I've always gotten attention, but I never cared. Because I think it's because I just never cared about what people thought about me. So attention never meant anything. I'm one of them people that didn't know I got a lot of attention because I didn't pay attention to it. Like, you get me? Until I got older, and then I realized, like, damn, some people were envious of me because they didn't get the attention I got. So I don't know what it feels like to not get attention. I know what it feels like to not get what I want, but I don't know what it feels like to not get attention. So I feel like, but this was just somebody who, they were put on the pedestal and they put themselves on the pedestal. So they didn't see a future with that Queen of Cups because their ego was so big. But it's because they had this type of mentality. Their biggest regret is that they didn't take control of their life. That they didn't see her in the right light. They didn't think she was the person they were supposed to marry. But now they feel really sad about that. Stressed. Okay, so now let's go into their shadow self. Why did they think she wasn't right for them? How did they feel about her? How did they feel about the Queen of Cups? Ooh, this card was not supposed to be in here. Reunion. Soul tie. How did they feel about her? The Queen of Cups. How did they feel about her? We have the Knight of Swords in the reverse, and we have the Page. They felt like they shouldn't take action towards her until they figured something else out first, until they learned something. So I feel like they spent a lot of time watching her. They feel like they hurt her. They've awakened to that. Like, they hurt themselves hurting her as well. Like, it hurts them to know that they hurt her, because this person kept all their feelings to themselves. It's never that they were never attracted to her. It's never that they never wanted her. It's never that. It's like, I feel like they would daydream about her all the time. She made them happy. But it's like they only could fantasize about her. They could only be in this dream state with her. So sometimes they will probably even have dreams about her, and like they enjoy those dreams. But I feel like when it came to reality, they were just like, no, I can't be with her. Like, they told themselves that that's not who they were supposed to marry. So their heart always longed for her. Their heart always called out to her. Their heart always wanted her. But they would still tell themselves, like, no, I'm not supposed to. It's like that kid where it's like, you know, their parents tell them some things and then they're like, they're becoming friends with another kid, but they're like, but I'm not supposed to be your friend. Our parents hate each other. It's like that energy. That's what I'm saying. It goes back to childhood. Like, other people was controlling him. Other people's voices was still in this masculine's head. He felt like it was a forbidden fruit. He felt like he wasn't supposed to have it. So if he spent time with this feminine, it was like done in secret. Like, nobody was supposed to know about it, right? He wouldn't go out with her. He would hide her. But he wouldn't make it look like he's hiding her, but that's what it was. It was just like, it's forbidden. But he has been growing. And what he's seen is that he was being manipulative. He's seeing things differently. Like I said, he wasn't intentionally trying to hurt her. This was just his perspective. That's why I'm being slow with it, because we're breaking down his perspective. He was even confused about why he's behaved the way that he do, right? But it's because he was supposed to want that Queen of Wands. But he wants the Queen of Cups. And it's almost like he felt like his heart was betraying him, because it's like, but I don't want, I'm not supposed to be with that Queen of Cups. I'm supposed to be with this Queen of Wands. But every time I'm with this Queen of Wands, all I think about is that Queen of Cups. And if I go towards that Queen of Cups, I have to change everything in my life, because I'm going to be judged. I'm going to be like, you know, she could have also been a mother too, with the Empress being there. It's like, if she's a mother and then he doesn't have any kids, or people want him to be with his baby mother, you get me? It could be that judgment of like, you're going to take care of somebody else's kids. You get me? Oh. It's stuff like that. But I feel like, so, what he's seeing is like he was being manipulative. Even though he wasn't trying to be, oh my eye, I'm sorry y'all, I feel like it's sticking together. It's like he wasn't trying to be, but he was. And he could have had a father figure who was overbearing, that he was mimicking, who also is this emperor, right? So it's like the way that his father taught him. Because there's a lot of people who's like that. It's like they're against being with someone who have children. It's like, you don't marry somebody who already had a family with somebody else. Like, you don't take care of no other man's responsibility. Da-da-da. Even if you love that woman, get with a different woman. Like, raise your own kids. Things like that. Like, I feel like that's the way his father was. So there was a lot of shame around it. Like, that's why it's like, I'm not supposed to want this Queen of Cups, because she comes with things that are considered baggage. I know this could be triggering, but it is what it is. You get me? And again, it wasn't his belief system. It wasn't his ideas. It wasn't his words. It was the parent, the father figure. It was how he grew up. It was the mindset, the programming. But I think what he's waking up to more and more every day, it's like he's becoming mad at his father. Like, why did I ever listen to those words? Why did I ever? Because there's something too where with this Four of Wands in the reverse, either his father has gotten a divorce from his mother, or he's not with the mother. It's something about it being a hypocritical situation where it's like he's realizing, like, how can you tell me that and then you're not even happy with mom? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, you don't even believe the stuff that you say. Or he's not telling his father that, but it's like he's waking up to his family dynamic where it's like it's full of lies. Because even if he, let's say, even if he does have all his kids with the mom or something, maybe he never married the mom, or maybe he has married the mom, but they don't have a happy marriage. Their relationship isn't happy. So he's looking like, why would I take advice from someone who's not even happy in the relationship? I've seen things, and the way that this has played out for my father, he's telling me to marry someone because of the commonalities we have, and how it would look on paper for the image, but he's not even happy in his own dynamic. So then it's kind of like I'm being set up to go down the same lane, the same direction. This is not what I want. So I think he took advice from his dad, and he let that voice be a part of making that decision for him. And that's why he's having regrets, and that's why he's sad, because as he keeps waking up, he's like, I made all the wrong choices in this connection. I broke this Empress's heart. That's how he's seeing it. Did he break her heart? But one thing he knows is that she's full of love, right? All he sees is love with her. He's like, she's love. She represents love. It is one heck of a drug. He's never home. He was in an abusive household. His father was in the military. Ooh, yeah. That's definitely the energy. Militant. Tell me more about why he stayed away from the Queen of Cups. We have Nine of Swords. We have the Fool sideways. Four of Swords sideways. What else? Six of Pentacles sideways. What else? Justice sideways. What else? There's also a masculine who's very slow to growing and understanding. So, I mean, that's what inner work looks like. We have our own pace, but depending on how long ago this occurred, if it was within the last 2 years, then he is moving pretty quickly, doing the inner work. Because, again, this journey takes time, like, and all of it is awakening to yourself, right? And your behavior, how you treat others, what you believe, trying to discern what was given to you and what is what you truly believe. So he's having nightmares. That Nine of Swords come out again. He thinks a lot about the situation. He has not moved on from it. So even if she's moved on or she's been moving on, he's still stuck there, right? He hasn't let go. But while he's stuck, he's waking up more and more to his own behavior, like how he treated her. Remember, we just had that reading on like the masculine realizing how he treated the Empress. This is a version of that where he's realizing like day by day how messed up he behaved as a result of his mindset, how he thought about things. He was not he wasn't reciprocating. So remember, his ego was really big when he met her. So even when he was going back and forth between the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups, I feel like when they would have issues, he would go back to the Queen of Wands. It would be kind of like, see, this is why I'm supposed to be with the Queen of Wands. But it was more of like a tyrant type of mentality because that was his father, right? The things that his father programmed in him was like certain things someone do can seem like, okay, like if this feminine wanted to connect with this masculine and he wasn't making time for her, he could have told himself like, she just wants to rush me to be in a relationship with her. Like, I don't need to rush. I don't need to submit to her needs. I'm not her man. But that's again because he had this huge ego and that tyrant energy to him because of his father, what his father instilled in him. So not seeing like her saying, I just want to get to know you. I just want to spend time with you. I just want to even see if we're a great match. He's taking it because remember, he's on his high horse. He has this ego inflamed perspective of himself, almost like a narcissist. Like we could say he thought like a narcissist, right? Because narcissists are conditioned as well. But he's not a narcissist. He's an avoidant, but his thought process was like that. So it's very selfish. This is a selfish person. But this is a selfish person who's not aware that he's selfish because this is what he's seen. So it's just a child mimicking their environment, playing out an unhealed one at that. So it's like, oh, everybody wants me, right? He has that attitude. Everybody wants me. She just wants me to give her my love, my relationship. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to choose. So then he would probably run to the Queen of Wands because he felt like the Queen of Cups was demanding too much of him that he didn't want to give. And then if she kept trying to figure out, right, on her end, because she has a side to it too, she's trying to figure out on her end what's going on with this masculine, like, because it gets to the point where she puts it all together, like he's dealing with somebody else, right? We already know the storyline. All my storylines connect. Like I told you guys, I have the counterpart reads and I have the twin flame reads. So when I'm just going back off of other things, it's because I already know the connection between them. So that's what I'm explaining. So with the Queen of Cups, it's like when she finally walked away, it was because she kept trying to figure it out. She kept trying to give this masculine chances because he was being confusing. But then when it finally came to her, she got the downloads like, you know what? This masculine might be dealing with another feminine. And this is why he's not giving time to me. If he doesn't know what he wants, or if he's going to put me in this type of competition, I don't want it. That's the moment that he started to actually change, because I think that was around the time that he was getting clear that he wanted the Queen of Cups. But he was already going through it in his mind that he didn't want that Queen of Wands. He wanted the Queen of Cups. But him and the Queen of Cups was having their own sets of problems because he had this inflamed ego and didn't see how he was disrespecting her by not like giving to her. He wasn't giving her anything, but it's like he wanted what she had to give, right? So it's like he's now reflecting on all of that. That's the energy we started off with. So we're really in his head. He's reflecting on all of that. Like, I really wanted that Queen of Cups and I wasn't following my heart. And I was dealing with this Queen of Wands, but I only was trying to go towards that Queen of Wands because this is what I thought I was supposed to go after. This is taking me back to my childhood. Like, I haven't been an emperor because other people have been calling the shots in my life. Other people have been directing how I will choose the partner best for me. But what he had to do was take accountability with the justice here, that just because you grew up a certain way and yeah, you did have a certain type of mentality, you're still in charge of your life. You're an adult. So what your parents want for you, what your friends, your community, what the world wants for you don't matter. It's what you want. So you can't really use that as an excuse that this is how I grew up and this is all I know. And you get what I'm saying? It's like you have to make that choice for yourself. So this is what this masculine is beginning to analyze within himself, like how toxic he really was. So he's changing. It's breaking him down, though. It's breaking down his ego and his pride, because that's making him, he's looking in the mirror and he's seeing how ugly he was, right? His shadow is now, he's going through the dark night of the soul. So he didn't really get pushed into it with his twin flame dynamic because him and his twin flame was toxic with each other. But when he came across the divine feminine who was real, who was authentic, who only wanted to love him, who only had good intentions, and he treated her so poorly knowing that he wanted her, right? And he only treated her poorly because he ran away from her and he was hiding the fact that he was choosing between her and someone else. He could have just been honest with her. You get me? So I feel like his belief system is changing slowly. He's seeing how toxic he was, and he was content being toxic for a while. Because he didn't change. He wasn't changing when she was like addressing how she was feeling. But she could have not had said things clearly either, and that's where they both had to learn on the journey, because it's like we do the same things, right? Like let's say this masculine, because the feminine is like, you're not reciprocating to me, like I'm not gonna keep giving energy to you if you don't want to reciprocate to me. She could tell him that, and he could take that, like, you get me, like how I had just explained, and then he run away because he's like, she's being difficult. But then the thing too is that the feminine, if that's all she said and then pulled her energy back, she wasn't being like super clear, because she wasn't telling them why she's pulling her energy back, right? She's not telling them what her expectations are. She's not telling them how it's really affecting her, hurting her, or confusing her. Now, if she say those words like, your behavior is really confusing me and I don't want to deal with anybody that doesn't seem clear about what they want. I'm looking for a stable relationship. I'm looking for somebody who's going to really give to me equally. And if you don't have that to offer me, like, just leave me alone. That's a whole lot more clear, you get me, than I don't know what you got going on, but I'm not here for it. Because you could see the writing on the wall, but he was too rough around the edges. Yeah. So it's not, yeah, this masculine definitely needs to take accountability, but I'm just drawing the picture of how the feminine also was learning, because she wasn't as clear on her expectations either. So in a way they were doing the same thing, but everything needed to play out how it needed to for them to both grow, because she needed to get sick of that energy as well. Like, I'm tired of meeting people who don't seem sure of what they want. So then it's like, well, then stop giving chances to people who aren't sure of what they want. What does that look like, right? If you tell someone how you feel and they don't make those changes, then leave them where they at. Move on. Yeah, exactly. She had her own issues as well. It was a lesson for me. So it's like, when you look at it from that perspective, it's like, okay, so neither of them was kind of like ready to be with each other at that time. It's like they still had parts of themselves to heal, grow. And this masculine damn sure needed to take accountability, because he didn't have emotional intelligence to know when he's hurting somebody, he's doing wrong. Now he's beginning to wake up to emotions and emotional intelligence, because the divine feminine walked away. And you have to remember, she always made him happy. He always wanted her. He always was drawn to her, but he kept fighting it. So it's like, in his mind, in the 5D, he's like in a relationship with her. He's happy. But in the 3D, he's like, I can't be with her. So that's where he needed strength. That's why he has to grow into the real King of Wands, where it's about his confidence, because he has to have the confidence to choose what his heart actually wants. But I feel like he was suppressing his emotions and his feelings in the 3D. But at night, when, you know, the song I'm thinking about, Selena, late at night when all the world is sleeping, I stay up and think of you. I feel like that was him. I'm dreaming of you, right? So that was him. It's like, when there's no noise, when there's nobody to impress, when he could just be with himself, she's on his mind. He goes into that world with her, and that's probably where she would feel his energy. So it's like, he always wanted her. So his journey was about him being confident to break that mold, like somebody said earlier, right? He's the curse breaker in his family. And it takes us time to understand that. So he's not there yet. He's still growing through it, but he's in a place where he's realized that he hurt this feminine, and this feminine is the Empress. This feminine was asking him to choose growth. She was not begging him to choose her. She was not like trying to force him to be in a relationship. She just was like, I'm looking for a partner, and if you want that with me, like, you have to grow. You get me? He's never met an Empress before. I don't think even his mother is an Empress, okay? She ain't. There, look. Queen of Cups. 7 of Cups. He confused her. He was under an illusion. We have the Star. And then we got the High Priestess, and we have the Page of Pentacles. He wants a new start with her. He wants to heal things with her. I feel like he feels haunted by his decisions. There goes the King of Swords again. Ace of Pentacles. Yeah. There goes that 7 of Swords. 5 of Cups. Knight of Wands. He feels like he wished he would have just told her the truth, because he hid things. And her coming out as a High Priestess, he didn't know she was so intuitive. So the secret where he had this third party, she knew all about it, right? It's like he was halfway single, but he was walking away. That's where it got sticky, y'all. Like, it's crazy, because it's like right when the feminine had enough, and she was like, you know what, I'm walking away from this connection, because this masculine, I know he's dealing with somebody else, like, and that maybe made her angry. So she made that decision that was just like, they really dealing, and it might have hurted her, right? Because she didn't, this masculine, this is a masculine that like she didn't expect them to be that way because they didn't come off that way. But when she found that out intuitively, it was just like, it makes sense. And she couldn't get out her mind. And then it was just like, you know what? I gotta let this masculine go because I've been through much pain. I've been through much hurt. I'm not gonna keep going down this road. Like, I'm really tired of it. And that same timing, they were trying to figure out how to move away from that Queen of Wands because he should have manned up. That's what they're thinking. Like, I should have manned up. They were taking their sweet time moving away from that Queen of Wands because they didn't want to hurt her. They didn't want to hurt her, but this was before they realized they hurt the Queen of Cups. You get me? So it's like, you still got to hurt somebody. You still got to hurt somebody. So don't hurt the person you love. So it's like they were choosing the Queen of Cups. But at the same time, it's like, I wish y'all could feel this how I feel it. Because at the same time, it was like this. It's like, if that Queen of Cups didn't walk away, they would have still been in that space trying to figure it out. Because they would have still been trying to like have access to her energy in a way where they might even end up seeing her, spending time with her, but still having that situation there. And then it would have made them prolong it. Not because they're trying to have their cake and eat it too. They already know where they want to go. But it's more so of the fear. They're going to keep telling themselves like, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it. You know, when we do that, where it's like, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow comes, we don't do it. Da-da-da. And this is when we're breaking a pattern that we know we need to break. It's like, I need to just do it today, because if I don't do it today, I'm going to say it and then I'm not going to do it tomorrow, because the fear is still there. So there's no moment to really do it. Like, you have to just do it. So when the feminine walked the way that he wanted to, that's where everything shattered for him. Was like, it created that tower moment. She was the tower moment for him, because he kept saying he was going to walk away from that Queen of Wands, and he wasn't. He kept saying, I'm going to choose what I want. I'm going to man up. I'm going to take matters into my own hands, and then wasn't doing it because he's still that scared little boy every day that's like, I don't know how to tell my dad. I don't like when he talks to me a certain way. He's not ready to stand up for himself. You get me? It had to be that way. So let me see how the Queen of Cups feel. How did the Queen of Cups feel about this whole situation? Oh, she blocked them. She's like, look, right now they can't come next to me. Yeah, she's like, I'm not invested in this. What else? Oh, it did hurt her. We got three of swords. Okay, what else? She feel like they chose their community over her. Like that is a hurtful feeling, you know, to know that somebody care about you, to know that somebody like you. And it's not even because it's like, oh, you're not attractive, oh, you don't dress nice. It's none of those things. It's not even about her money, possibly, because it's like, he don't know what her money looks like. He knows nothing about her. He just knows how she makes him feel. This masculine never spent time with her to get into her. He just knows how she makes him feel. So she feels like whatever he got going on, he doesn't feel like I fit in his circle. And that feels like the ultimate betrayal, because it's like, why can't you choose what you want when I know you want me? Right? How does she feel about this masculine? So she felt like when she met them, things were going to take off. They were going to date, that this was a romance. She knew that they had romantic feelings for her. but she felt like they're gonna invest in me. They want something long term. So she thought of them from a lens of, this is somebody who wants something long term, because she was also manifesting that. So it could have been a betrayal where it was like, universe, why would you send me somebody who don't even know what they want, and you know I wanted something long term, right? Oh wow, we got the Magician, we got the Four of Swords. I feel like this is her current energy now. She's like, you know what, whatever happened with me and this masculine, it happened. Like, my intuition is telling me that romance is coming in, and she feels like this time it's going to be something that's going to lead to long term. She's not thinking about them. She's thinking about her future. She's thinking about the path that she wants to go on. So her focus has been really focused on like what type of partnership she wants, and how she wants to manifest something that's gonna last. So she's like, I've been manifesting a King of Cups. I ain't worried about that King of Swords. I don't want to talk about him no more, right? It's like, he's not here. He's not putting in effort. Whatever cycle he's in, cool. I wish him healing. I wish him the best, but I'm ready for love that I deserve. Remember, she's a Queen of Cups. So, and the Queen of Cups is just representing, she's ready for love. She wants love. So she's like, I want somebody who's going to match that. Like, if her dream person ain't nothing other than a King of Cups. So, meaning that she wants someone who's emotionally stable, vulnerable, open. That's her dream person. She's like, I know that I can't deal with somebody who's so clinical to the point that all their decisions that they make has to align with how they see it fit. I don't want someone that doesn't go with the flow. I don't want someone who is always trying to analyze data, information, like, make a fucking move if you're gonna make a move. Right? Because that King of Swords don't have to be an air sign. It could be, but that's just how a King of Swords think. It's like, I have to have all the data, information. That's why even now, while they're healing, they won't reach out to her, because they're weighing the chances of like, she's most likely not going to want to deal with me, because she already knows that I was dealing with somebody else, and da-da-da. So they have the pessimism too, where they're focused on the negative aspect of it, rather than just like, but you want to talk to her, you want to apologize, so just do that. Your healing doesn't have to be perfect, so you can still heal, but at least acknowledge what went wrong, because then you could save the connection by just saying what you feel. Like, just tell the truth about how you feel, right? So they make it worse moment by moment, because they feel like they got to figure out everything before they make a move. And it's like, that's what's getting you left in the past, is that you don't know how to open up. You don't know how to go with the flow. You don't know how to just apologize and say you're sorry and put your pride to the side. And you always want to figure out everything before it's done. So this High Priestess is just like, I'm done. You know, she's like, I don't have any bad blood to them, with them. Oh my God, here he goes, right? She's like, I don't have any bad blood. We have Ace of Pentacles, Ten of Swords, Page of Wands. Okay, so she talking about the King of Swords. She, pretty much everything I just said, she was like, they put a lot of swords in my back, because, and she's like, not because they intentionally try to do it. She's giving them grace. She's not like, she doesn't see this person as a villain, but she acknowledges their flaws. I feel like she sees this masculine from a very mature lens, because it's like, I'm disappointed in them. I'm disappointed in the fact that they lacked the emotional intelligence, as grown as they are, and the fact that they couldn't choose what they desire. It doesn't matter. it's some people have that personality type that's just like you're dumb, like it's not that difficult, right? Because it's like, if you, and I'm not saying this masculine is dumb, I'm just saying like there's some personality types that just don't get how some people think and operate. Because it's like, if you like somebody, we like each other, we both can see the greatness in each other, what is the issue? Like, when you care about somebody, you work through whatever the issues are. It don't matter what is in the way. That's what a relationship is about: partnership, love. What is the point of even getting to know anybody or pursuing anybody if you don't want to connect? Because you have to connect on some degree, because it's not just about you. Anything other than that is just selfishness. So I feel like that's how this feminine thinks. It's like, it's not difficult. Like, fuck your family, fuck your friends, fuck society. If you want me and I want you, don't let anything get in between us, right? So I feel like that's more so how she feels. She feels pity for them. She's like, it's sad that you are so immature that you can't even realize how you affect someone else because of lack of emotional intelligence, or just intelligence in general. So she's not trying to be mean, but that's how she views him. It's like, but I think it's a frustration on her own part, because it's like, I'm tired of dealing with people who just don't seem to know what they want, or they don't consider another person. So this is the empath who is breaking down, right? The empath is like, I have empathy for you, right? I could understand and see your point, but I'm also acknowledging that I would like someone who could also see me. I would like someone who can give to me. I would like someone who, I don't always have to be the one giving and trying to be patient. I don't want to wait for love anymore. Like, I want someone to meet me there, and I deserve that, and I should have that. So her thing is just like, well, if this person is healing, I'm so happy that they're healing, but I don't gotta wait for them. You know, if they want to apologize, that's fine. I'll hear them out. But I'm moving past this. I see them as immature. I see them as not ready. And one day they'll be ready for the person that is right for them. But I don't want to be stuck there with them. I don't want to be in their mindset with them with the lack of confidence. She sees them as someone who just doesn't have confidence, not real confidence. Because again, she's a high priestess, so she knows they have feelings for her. She knows that they see the same thing she sees, where if they did not care about what other people thought, they knew she would choose them if they were free in themselves, because she could see herself being happy with them, and she could see them seeing themselves be happy with her. Like, they have this energy between them where it's very spiritual. They both feel it, they both see it. It's not just her. So it's more she's disappointed in them than she is like hurt by them. But she has been hurt by them, but it's because their ability to, she was hurt because they weren't awakened enough and their ego was operating, not because like she was hurt that they weren't choosing her. It was like you were being confusing because you lacked emotional intelligence, and you didn't know what you wanted. And I'm someone who know what I want. I'm someone who knows where I'm going. And all you could have said was, I don't know what I want right now. And I would have been on my way. But they knew that about her, that if they did tell her that, she would be on her way. Yep, your feelings are valid. Yeah, mind in the matrix. Okay, y'all got caught, feminine. But she also say if they did ever fix themselves, if they ever balanced out themselves, like, I am attracted to this person. They fine, you know? And this is something she's hiding though. Like, she would still marry them if they changed, if they completely changed, and if they changed and came in on time, right? So this feminine, I feel like I would say that she's in the right energy. Because if this is somebody that she wants, where she knows, like, I know it's external things in the way of us. It's not us. It's external things that they need to have the bravery to move past. She sees it. She's like, if this person changed and they figured out themselves, they balanced out, no karmics are in the way, no families in the way, they're free, I would choose this person. But that's if they come in on time. So if you look at it from this perspective, let's say, because remember, this masculine is catching up, but this feminine isn't waiting. So let's say she's moving forward and she's been busy building something in her life that she's still manifesting. So she's focused on that. She's open to love, but she's not focused on love. It is rewarding. She's not focused on love because she's still building up herself and the other areas in her life she needs to work through, but she's open to it. So that means that, like, she could still be going on dates. She can still um she could still be going on dates. She could still be meeting new people, like seeing what options is out there. And they come back when she's still single in that space looking for a partner, and they show her that that they're different and they've really grown and they want marriage. She would choose them, because this is not a feminine that's holding on to where this masculine was when she met him, because she understands. She sees through all of it. She's like, he needed to grow. Okay, I'll be there in a second. She's like, he needed to grow. He needed time to heal. He needed to figure out what he wanted, what was best for him. Yes, I got hurt in the process, but it wasn't about me. There's people we hurt too, right? When we're not healed. Like, I know I hurt my ex-husband when I left him. He never wanted to divorce, but I made that choice for him and our family, right? Breaking up the home. And then he had to move from California to follow me to Texas because that's where I took the kids. So I take accountability for that I hurt him making that choice, but I wasn't happy. So my choice to choose myself hurt people in the process, right? It hurt my friends, my family, people that I left. It wasn't intentional, but it was me choosing myself. This masculine needed to love himself. He was not in the right space for a relationship, so he did the right thing by healing. This feminine understands that. Because remember, this is counterpart energy. This is not twin flame energy. Twin flames are different. So she doesn't look at him the way she looks at her twin flame. The twin flame did things differently, deliberately. This is a masculine who had his own journey to take. But again, she's not holding on to him. She's like, he can do whatever he needs to do for himself, but I have to keep moving forward because I love myself and I know what I'm ready for. I'm not the one that messed up. He is. I'm not the one that still needs time to figure out what I want in a relationship. He does. So that has nothing to do with me. I'm going to keep moving forward and searching for what I want, right? And sometimes, like I said, if it's meant to be, the universe will hold it up. And that person will catch right back up. And that's who you end up with. You would have to move faster than the speed of light. Learning to embrace humility, not saying stay next to someone like this, but to gain the lesson and keep moving. Exactly. Okay, he just got a Rasa. Yeah, exactly. But that's what you're supposed to learn from it, right? That's what this journey is. It's like giving grace to people who are still on their journey. Like they're not always the villain because we have our choices to make. We get hurt in the process because we're still learning. If this feminine would have stopped a long time ago when she saw this masculine wasn't making any real change, she wouldn't have gotten hurt because her feelings wouldn't have gotten involved. You got to learn the lesson that don't open up your heart to someone who's not opening up theirs to you. If you do that, you're going to keep getting hurt. That's you not having boundaries. That's you not protecting yourself, right? So it's always reflected back to you. People are where they are because that's where they are. It has nothing to do with us. We are where we are because we haven't learned that lesson yet either. So that's why you can't ever blame the finger and be like, well, they did this and they. This journey requires a lot of forgiveness. Now, twin flames intentionally hurt you. And that's for some of you guys, y'all in those connections thinking this reading is that. But this is counterpart. Y'all haven't hit counterpart energy yet. Twin flames deliberately hurt you. Twin flames deliberately, but that's because they saw you as a victim. They saw your soft spots and they wanted to, what's that word? Impose on it, to use it to their advantage. Twin flames pretend to be everything you want them to be. They mimic you so that they can get you, and then they hurt you. And that's what pushes you into your shadow energy, because it's like you can't believe how you love somebody and they were the enemy the whole time. Like, why did you come into my life just to wreck it? Right? So that's a type of wound and a type of pain we also have to heal from, because then we take that into relationships and think everybody's out to get us. You can't carry that wound. If you're going to get into a relationship, you have to have a different perspective and see that person as a different person, because then you're repeating that same cycle of what that twin flame did to you, you're doing to somebody else. I'm still on live. Some who? No, milk is not going to make you feel better, Sasha. I'll be out there in a second. I'm going to give you medicine. Okay, milk is not going to help you. Drink some water. Don't try to play me. But, yeah, so it's like they're different. They're different in why they respond that way. This is how an avoidant thinks. This is how an avoidant responds, reacts, especially one who's been traumatized, who's still having to heal through their journey. Like, you get what I'm saying? So we have to be able to see things from different perspectives. You can move on and you don't have to want that person again, but you got to have grace and forgiveness that, like, if that person comes back to apologize to you, accept their apology and move on. It can be healing for both. Twin flames ain't, look, see the Wheel of Fortune, that's the change. This person was slow to change, but they changed. They take up their burdens. But the twin flame, them twin flames don't be changing. Not till it's too late. Not till they see you with your counterpart. And I feel like a twin flame, they gonna be changing their whole lifetime, because a narcissist got a lot of internal work to do. I understand the perspective of a narcissist, but again, that's because I'm in touch with my light and shadow energy. I'm just as evil as I am good. So I can understand the evil thought process and I can understand the good thought process. And at the end of the day, it's what you choose. We're all capable of it, but it's what we choose. So if you choose to be an ass and destructive and hurt people, there's going to be consequences, karma that comes with that as well, but their perspective makes sense to them. Everybody's perspective makes sense to them. Yeah, some things aren't forgettable. hmm Yeah, when they cause you pain, you definitely shouldn't hold that. See, that sounds like twin flame. You are in twin flame energy. That's definitely twin flame energy. Twin flames, look, I feel like when it comes to twin flames, you have to go through that anger. You have to go through that resentment. You That's something that's going to take time for you to heal, because when I went through it with my twin flame, I hated my twin flame. Like, I remember the switch. I remember the switch because it's like that was the last time I ever saw myself so naive and so innocent. Like, I, what am I trying to say? I remember one time I was getting ready to do a live, and the camera was already recording because I was, no, not a live. I was getting ready to do a video for the collective because I was still doing readings while I was pushing through my twin flame heartbreak and stuff. And I just started breaking down because I was still healing through it. And like, I had one of them cries that was just like, I was hyperventilating and I was just angry. Like, I was so angry, and I just felt like all, like, my veins, I felt my body, I felt hot, I felt my veins, I felt, because it was the betrayal I kept reliving. Like, I can't believe they did this to me. I can't believe they hurt me. I was innocent. I was minding my business. I didn't ask for this. Like, you get me? And I stayed 2 years with mines, and I held them down. So it was like I lost some things over it. It wasn't, I wouldn't say it was a whole lot, but I still lost over it. Like, because I took a risk investing in the connection. I fought for the connection, even when people was against it. And I went through that journey where it's like I started feeling myself become different. I never hated someone that much, especially someone I loved, because I didn't expect it from them. It's like the way he masked himself to fit me. That's how he got me. It was like, you were the perfect image of me, what I wanted, but to find out like you just was mimicking it. Right? It was hurtful. And then when I found out about like the third parties, and it was just it was a lot. But that pain was starting to reveal my shadow. And when I was starting to see my shadow, I was starting, because I was starting to think like him. So I was starting to literally see my twin face in the mirror. Everything. It was just like the hatred grew even more because the shadow was now coming up. So it was like all the betrayals that I've ever had in the past, it never compared to his, but it started reminding me of those betrayals. So it was like my light was being tucked away, the empathy, right? Because it's like, where's my empathy? Where's the care for me? But my light's still strong. So it's like I was learning to balance it out, because spirit kept talking to me. If I didn't have spirit, it wouldn't have worked. But spirit kept talking to me, and it became where when I was doing my readings, I was operating out of my shadow, but I just was not showing it. Like, I was putting up the image as well, right? Like, everything was okay, but I was in pain. And I was pushing through it, and then I went through a period where I was just operating out of my shadow. And then I slowly started coming back to my light. It was this year that I started like coming back into it, but it was still different because I was a different person. I went from being super empathetic to Loki being a narcissist in some in some spaces, and then it became, now I'm both of these people in one, and now I have to use them at different times because of what I can see. So then it went from me hating my twin to actually loving him again and thanking him because I came into balance with myself. It's like I wouldn't have known people can be so deceptive had you never did that to me. I wouldn't have known people can mimic you. Like, you doing me as worse as you did showed me what's out there. And now when I see red flags in people, it's so easy to spot it because I've already been through the worst. So it's like, and then I also felt sympathy because I understand why he became the way he did. Not just as my twin flame, but just from the perspective of someone who's been so broken, hurt. It's so easy to turn. It's actually harder to fight and stay positive and stay in your light. It's easier to give in and just be angry and say fuck the world and then just put up this barrier. You get me? So I'm like, I'm actually very strong. I'm powerful that I didn't give in, but I felt what it felt like. I felt the I always say it feels like Venom. Like, y'all seen the movie Venom, and y'all know when he changes and but he feels all of that in his body. That's what my shadow was feeling like. It was like the evilness just creeping in to just do the worst of the worst, but being able to control that, it's like, oh, I'm very strong. I'm powerful. Like, it's not that I can't, it's that I choose not to. And that's something my twin couldn't fight. He didn't win that battle when his shadow was overpowering him. So then it led to forgiveness. Like, and it's like I do feel like we had good times as well, you know. So it's not that I forget about the bad times, but the forgiveness is there, and I would never go back to that situation. I would never give to that again. But I do understand. I feel like people have to go through their process. Like, you don't have to hurry up and forgive someone when they hurt you. You have to mourn it. You have to mourn it. You have to feel it. That's how you get through it. But you also have to control it and not let it control you, because then you'll become just like them. And you'll hurt another person that same way because you'll be so guarded. It's not about being guarded. It's just about being more protective of yourself. So when you move into a different space, it's like you're not projecting your past hurt onto somebody else. You are just making sure not to make those same mistakes that you made in the past. Oh, y'all talking about babies? I said ain't no way, but God, I birthed 3 before I naturally know epidural. Ooh, pushing them out. Oh, he opened your spiritual gifts? He hates gospel music? Damn. Oh, the baby. No milk, Sasha. Drink water. Drink water, Sasha. Oh, her name is Iris. I'm sorry about your loss. And you know, them babies come back. Them babies come back. Like, them readings we had about them spirit babies, they come back. But yeah, I'm about to go tend to these kids. Oh, Sasha is your name, sorry. That's my youngest. That's my Cancer. She over here talking about milk, like that's gonna calm down her fever. But she gets stuffy too, and I feel like milk makes you stuffy. So I'm just gonna give her some cold water, give her some medicine, and have her sit under the AC. That's a confirmation for you. But anyways, you guys, happy Thanksgiving. I'll probably come back on here later on tonight when they go to sleep. Because I'm gonna do that part 3. That's gonna probably be uploaded for tomorrow though. But I'll try to come back on later on. It was so nice talking to you guys. It was nice you guys hopping on. I didn't expect all y'all to come on here. I was like, they just gonna watch the video later. But I guess everybody was just chilling on Thanksgiving. And hopefully the reading was helpful. I'm going to be making videos to kind of like explain the twin flame counterpart dynamics more. I'm just waiting until after the holidays, and then I'll be pushing those out because, you know, I know some of you guys are in those twin flame dynamics where you're healing through that too. So I'm going to try to do the twin flame reading specifically, and then the counterpart reading specifically sometimes to know what you guys are needing to work through in those dynamics as well. I used to do them like that in the past, but a lot of y'all wasn't watching them then, so I just stopped. And then some of the things I'm just going to bring it back now because I feel like it's going to be helpful. Yeah, it does take a lot of strength to grow past something that betrayed you. Thank you, Viva. You got a Virgo baby. I like Virgos too, but Virgos are strong-minded children. You're welcome, Tavi. You trying to read tarot cards? I try to explain them sometimes when I'm reading them. Like, you know, people ask me if I do teachings on them. Not yet. I will in the future. I'm trying to get a handle on these personal readings, but I have plans for them because this is my lifelong mission. I'm gonna be doing tarot cards for the rest of my life. I just gotta figure out some things because I'm somebody that get bored. So when it be taking a long time for this energy to shift, I'll be like, Spirit, I don't want to read this energy, but I gotta read it because all y'all in different cycles. You get me? Like, for me, I'm in the cycle where I'm cool. I ain't tripping about nothing. I'm cool. I'm cool if I never have love. I'm cool if I have love. But I know I'm gonna have love. Like, the cards don't lie. Spirit already told me. I already know my destiny. So for me, it's like I'm just coasting. I'm about to start dating, but I'm about to have fun with it because it's more so like it's just something I want to do. I've been in a space where I just been working. Figuring out like how to stabilize my path and managing so many different aspects of my life. And you know, earlier today I had my direction changed a little bit more because my daughter asked me like Coffee with She Tarot is gonna be a real place, right? And then she was like, can I put my nail salon in your coffee shop? I'm like, girl, you can't put no nail salon in no coffee shop. Like, that's two different things. So, because my kids are creative too. I was like, but we could have like a facility. Like, it could be the coffee shop, it could be nail salon, and there's some other things that I wanted to do, right? Like Reiki and I want to have a spiritual store. So I'm like, a facility would be good. I think that's what it's called, where it's like you have these different components in that building. Um, so I'm like, okay, my dreams is expanding. Cause with my kids saying that, I'm like, I kind of like that idea. And then running all of it, and then having my kids work like in their own little special place, like it's like a family business. That's perfect. So it be things like that. Like my mind is so occupied with future things and what I'm building, that like I'm not worried about love. I'm like, love gonna come when it come. But I know sometimes I want attention. Like, so it's like, man, I'm about to go outside. I'm about to get fine and go get my attention, right? Not, and it doesn't mean that I want sex. It's not that. I want companionship. And sometimes that's just the moment. Like, because I believe we're here to love many different people. So sometimes it's like, you get attention from your friends. Sometimes you get attention from like somebody of the opposite sex or the same sex, whatever you like. And it's just for that moment, like flirting, or you end up start talking to somebody for a little while, just enjoy that for however long. And then sometimes it could turn into something. But if you have no expectation, but you're going after everything you want, because I'm like, what I'm building is going to take so much of my own energy that romance is, I mean, being in a relationship kind of is like work too. So I'm not really losing much by not having it in this moment. The only thing I would say that be making me want to rush it is the fact that I want a son. And I'm like, I'm running out of time for that. I don't want no babies in my 40s, bro. I don't want no baby past 35. But that's really what I had to let go of. Like, okay, if it never happens, you have 4 daughters you were blessed with. So be grateful that you were given that. Like, so if you never have it, it's okay. You get me? But that's really the only thing that be making me like, man, I want to be in a relationship so I can have my baby, because I'm not trying to have this baby by 35. But if it don't happen, then I should be okay with it, right? Thank you, precious. I'm gonna show y'all when I get cute. I take off my nails because I do my baby's hair, but I'm gonna put them right back on. But I'm gonna do them different, a little bit different. Of service and entertainment. I like that. Service and entertainment. Yes, self-love is everything. We are walking canvases of beauty. I'm celibate, but I still love to cuddle. I love that. I love that, precious. She and you have similar features. Haitian people are beautiful. 36, but hey, divine timing, right? Yes, divine timing. Divine timing. Don't we hate that? Divine timing. But we're gonna get through it. Anyways, I love you guys. Thank you guys for joining, and I will see you guys soon. And you guys have a very happy Thanksgiving. If this video resonated with you guys, be sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.